Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Saint Raven here, doing the deck profile for my Disaster Dragons deck. Um, the inspiration why I got to actually build this version of the deck really was from Dick Clark's, I believe that's his name's actual build. Um, so it's not like I really made this deck myself. It's really just kind of a net deck. But getting started with the deck, um, as you see here, obviously, as you guys saw, it's already a dragon rule build, but getting started, we play a single copy of Flamvale Guard. Generally, people usually play one or two, so that Dragon's Shrine is more efficient. Next, we play one copy of Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. It's a dragon deck. It's a pretty standard staple card for dragons. Next, for Dragon Rulers, I don't think I really need to explain what they do. Um, then 3 Quackimo Dragos. This card is one of the most focal cards of the deck. Basically, it's a level 4, 1900 Quackimo monster, meaning that you need to reveal an Iron Core or whatever specified card to be able to keep them on the field. His is Dragons. Not that hard to do. You got 18 other dragons in the deck. And his big effect is that he's allowed to he negates the he prevents the summon of light and dark monsters. This card is actually really key because let's look at the meta game currently. With the exception of Quillhorts, you've got Shadal and Burning Abyss, both dark decks, and then you have Satella Knights, and as well as your Light Sworn or Artifact Engine for Shadals. So it really does lock down a lot of the most common decks now. Quillhorts, not so much. 2 copies of Blizzard Dragon. Blizzard Dragon, 1800. Target one monster on the field. That monster cannot change its battle position or declare an attack until the end of your opponent's next turn. This is really useful because if they have if you lock them down and they just have a set monster, say you book a moon something, you book a mooned a, I can't think of everything off the top of my head that would be super game changing, but you can keep that monster set. You can keep that monster from attacking. It's a really good card. As well it's the only fusion material you can use to go into gun gear. So that's kind of an important factor. Debris Dragon. Debris Dragon is something that's really iffy to play in this deck. You only have 2 targets in this deck for Debris. That's Wood Dragon and Flamvale Guard. But what he can do is with Flamvale Guard, nothing because it's level 1 tuner. He's a tuner. But what it can do is basically just if you have means of getting out multiple dragon rulers or something, you can easily just end up using Debris, bring back Flamvale, go into Star Eater, and go into something like a Star Eater or a Strap Dragon. So, yeah. I thought this card was supposed to get an Areta. I thought that was something that was supposed to do. It was supposed to be you can only use monsters that were levels 1 through 4 to make a fusion summon, to synchro summon. But I guess they didn't do that. Wood Dragon, I'm not playing water, they don't play Water Dragon in this deck. This isn't Mythics. So basically your biggest play is to go Debris into this card and then make a rank 4. Or you can go Title or Gun Gear and make Big Eye, Draco Sack, if you fucking want to do Gaia Charger. So that's kind of a thing. Next, your better tuner of the deck, Delta Flyer. Delta Flyer's ability to increase a monster's level by 1 is actually something that's really useful. You can't boost himself up, which is kind of yeah. But what you can end up doing with this is you can end up making the Dragon Rulers 8 and then going into Star Raider that way, or you can just go into a Leo, depending on which the situation calls for. This is the only way you can get out Gungnir is Delta and Blizzard. Ultimately, you could end up using, surprisingly enough, I'm not playing any 6s. Probably should, because you can go something like Delta and Mass Dragon and make something. But that's just one of the really better tuners. Generally, these two are just good friends. I'm pretty sure you guys saw when I did my deck profile for Chaos Dragons, I was using him as well. Really strong tuner monster. Next, 3 copies of Masked Dragon. Masked Dragon is your searcher basically for the deck. When he's destroyed and sent to the graveyard by battle, you can special summon 1 dragon monster with 1500 or less attack points from your deck. So basically, you could stall going Masked Dragon into Masked Dragon into Masked Dragon, filling your graveyard at the same time, as well as preventing yourself from getting direct attacked or OTK'd. And then the last thing you could do is you can go Masked Dragon into the next card, that is Exploder Dragon. Exploder Dragon's effect is that this card is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, destroy the monster that destroyed it, and neither player takes battle damage from an attack involving this card. Meaning you can just basically summon him, crash into anything, and you don't take any damage. So, really great card. I played 2 of them. It's Three's just a little bit top heavy, I guess. I don't know. Into the spells, triple. I'm gonna say technically 4 copies of Foolish. Using your actual copy of Foolish Burial and then your triple Dragon Shrine. The first Dragon Shrine that you're going to use is to send Flamevale, and then say one of your Dragon Rulers or something. It's kind of really just there. Foolish, same kind of reason. Soul Charge, well, you can make some big plays off of that. I don't think we really need to explain that card. Gold Sark banishes one of your Dragon Rulers, you get a search off of it. 2 turns later, you get a Dragon Ruler. Why the hell not? 1 Diamond Core, Quack Murrow to search out your Drago. It's pretty straightforward. You can, if you don't have any dragons in your hand, you can use that to prevent the destruction of Drago. Pretty useful. Just triple MST to get rid of vanities and stuff like that. Vanities, breakthrough skills, not breakthrough skills, skill drains, crack scales. That's pretty much the gist of these. Book of Moon. Burial from the different dimension. You're obviously banishing a lot, so to be able to just banish, say 2 monsters, summon a Dragon Ruler, return those 2 monsters back to your graveyard, and banish them again to summon another monster. Yeah, it's pretty decent for that effect. Bottomless Tribute, Torrential Tribute. I don't really know how I feel about this card anymore, just because of the format we just entered, as well as stuff like pendulums being a thing as well. Triple Vanities. Yeah. 2 Fiendish Chain. Just kind of get rid of effects on the field and whatnot. Black Horn of Heaven. Pendulums. Warning. Pretty much most of the stuff. I'm not playing a full extra deck. I don't know why. I don't know what I'm missing in here. Probably some 6s or some shit that we gotta put in. But Star Eater, Leo. Those are your 2 big beaters. Scrap, Stardust, Spark. Obviously, Spark and Vanities is a soft lock. Gungnir, mainly just because just do some hell good damage. Just kind of bounce, get rid of some of your opponent's cards, bounce 2 cards. Yeah, no, destroy them, never mind. Destroys just 2 cards on the field, and then swing into them with a 25. For my 7s, Gungnir, Black Rose, and Exploder Wing, Dragon Wing. This is a card that I really never heard of until like I started playing this deck. If this card battles a monster whose attack is equal to or less than this card, you can destroy that monster immediately. This card effect, without applying damage calculations, or sorry, destroy that monster immediately with this card's effect without applying battle damage calculations, and inflict to your opponent's life points equal to that monster's attack points. He's a 24, so you can end up inflicting up to 2400 damage just from him swinging into something. And it's equal to that monster's attack. So I don't know if that how well that works with like lancing something and then swinging over it. They take the full damage, or they just take the minus 800 attack point damage. Anyway, succeeds. Draco Sack, Big Eye, Gaia Charger, Standard 3 level 7s, Queen Dragon, Dujin, basically just another Red Eyes, and lastly 101. So I really don't know exactly as far as cards I would play in the extra deck, because you're not playing a chaos quote unquote base deck. You can get away with playing things like Light Imprisoning Mirror, Shadow Imprisoning Mirror. You still do need your graveyard, so you can't really run Macro or Defissure. What else is there? Obviously, you could use cards like Fairy Wind or Spell Shadowing Arrow to get rid of, Quillhorts and stuff like that. Pendulum Scales. You could also play Giant Wing Beat of the Dragon Wing Beat of a Giant Dragon, I think is what it's called. You could technically play that card, and get away with some plays as well. But yeah, other than that, I really don't know what you'd be using as a side deck. Again, I don't really play matches, so I don't really give a fuck about side decks. I think that's really about the gist of that. But anyways, guys, that's going to be it for this deck profile. The next deck we'll be rolling on into is going to be Fire Kings. So, that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this duel session. I know it was kind of, dragged out because of how long I went without uploading. And again, I apologize. That was mainly just because I had to find time to do something. I had something else I needed to do, and I had to find time to do this. So, excuses. That's going to be it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you guys later. Peace out.